Last day of 2024 also brings the last non-conference test of the season for the Maroon and Gold as Lise McRae is in town this afternoon. Before we get there, we stop to check in with the head coach of Elon Women's Basketball, Charlotte Smith. Coach, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, Phoenix fans.
It is good to be back and a great holiday this past week filled with food, family, and fun, but most importantly, rest. How did you spend the week off regrouping?
Just like you said, resting. Had a good chance to just recharge, unplug and recharge. That was my focus, so that I'm not going into 2025 tired mentally and physically. So rest is important. And so that's exactly what I did over the holidays.
It was also some time off after a great road trip across the country. As you reflected on the LA adventure, what was your biggest takeaway on and off the court about this team?
It was an awesome opportunity for team bonding, and that was one of the things that was important for this trip. We felt like it was a lot like an international tour that we take in the summers, and a chance for the team to shape its identity, to learn more about each other individually, and just preparation for conference play. And so we had, some challenging contests that we feel like have prepared us going into the new season.
And the trip certainly ended on a high note. Let's start with the return of Ava LaRue, who will make her return to Shard this afternoon. How excited are you for her?
It makes me smile when you say that name and you say return, because it's been a long journey back to the return. And just to see her out on the floor, it warms my heart because I know everything that she's been through mentally and physically to get to that point. And how cool was it for her first basket to be an AM1?
So cool. And, you mentioned that she had a great game, too. 10 points in 11 minutes. What does she add to this squad?
Did you say 10 points in 11 minutes? That's productivity right there. That's what she adds to this squad.
Your team also grabbed 50 rebounds, and I know that's something that makes you very, very happy. Where did the energy under the basket come from last week, and what was working in your team's favor?
Well, we just talked about controlling the controllables and defending and rebounding. And even though, the score was pretty lopsided at the USC game, we walked away from that game with a lot of confidence because I felt like we did a really good job in terms of executing our game plan against Juju. And so we are really locked in and loaded when it comes to the defending and rebounding. So if we can carry that into conference play, some amazing things will happen for this program.
We're going to have to call this the Jada Angel Show, another Rookie of the Week for her, and another game-clinching basket for the freshman. I have to imagine her confidence is just sky high right now.
Well, we tried to make her confidence high from the jump. We told her in our team meeting when we were assigning roles that she would be the closer for our team as a freshman. So we put the ball in her hands, the ball in her court, and she knows that we're depending on her and that we believe in her. And she's been able to exude a lot of confidence in those clutch moments.
And that's not easy to hear as a freshman, that you're going to be the closer. How has she embraced that role? And she's taken massive strides with it. But how has her competitive nature helped her to be as good as she's been?
Well, she's always been a closer, so it's not something new to her identity. It's just a carryover from what she's done, in high school and with her AAU program.
Couple of notes on the game today. Lise McRae enters today 4-6, but riding a bit of a high after keeping pace with USC Upstate during their exhibition. Coach, it's a D2 school, but I get the sense they come in with a little bit of something to prove.
Everybody does. If you are a gamer, you should come into every game with something to prove, whether it's you versus perfection, or whether you're trying to prove something individually to yourself, in terms of getting better each game, 1% better. That's what we talk about. So we can't take anybody lightly. It's us against perfection, and we got to respect all and fear none.
The return of Emily Barr for Lise McRae has been huge offensively. How important is it to limit her in this one, and how difficult will that be?
Well, we don't want to put all the emphasis on one player because everybody on their team is capable. They have a lot of great shooters. They are a scrappy, undersized team. So we're going to have to try to dominate with our size and our strength.
You mentioned shooters. This is a team that loves the three ball and have shot almost 100 more threes than their opponents. To say perimeter defense is imperative today might be an understatement.
It really is. And transition is going to be important because that's where a lot of people tend to get lost in transition and where you can get a lot of walk-up threes when you're not communicating. So we have to do a really good job of, number one, getting the ball stopped and